What's up, guys? Big Guy Bets back at it again with another video. First and foremost, thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for liking the videos, commenting, and most of all, subscribing. And if you haven't yet, guys, please go hit that subscribe button. I've appreciated all you new subscribers, all the old ones, guys. We are over 120 now to this point, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you for subscribing, clicking that bell, being notified every single time I post, guys. Every single time I go and I see that we're building together, that means that the content's getting out there and that we are killing the books, first and foremost, because I know that I'm putting out winners, which means you guys are at least taking those winners and killing those books. So at the very least, if you guys could do that, it's free. Just go ahead, and I really do appreciate all the different love that I'm getting from all you guys. So getting into what happened yesterday, guys, the free pick play, Stanford Xavier over 13.5 did in fact cash. So that is 6-1 last week on my free play videos on YouTube. Okay, guys, I'd say that's pretty good. So for those of you that have been since joining, I hope that you guys at least hit that one. But if you guys have joined at the beginning of the week, congratulations for going 6-1 on my free pick. On my free picks that I've given out on here. Again, 6-1 is no joke, and at this point, I believe I've been doing this. It's 8-2 overall since I started doing videos. I'd have to go check my spreadsheet, but it has been very profitable, guys, and I appreciate you guys for the support in that. So we'll keep on giving those free picks even with a very, very limited slate today. So I do want to dip my toes a little bit, guys, into college basketball, but this is a college baseball pick show. I may come out with a video for college basketball just because when March comes around, I don't know basketball as well as I do baseball, but I do know how to gamble at the end of the day. I know different spots, and if I just dip my toes a little bit in college basketball, I'm sure I could profit there. But we're going to make sure that we keep on hammering this college baseball content because this is what we do best. And just going into the rest of the slate yesterday, guys, after hitting that over Stanford Xavier free play, we had VIP do pretty well. I wish we would have done a little bit better, but a couple different teams screwed us. But going in through it real fast, we have Oregon State, Oklahoma, Texas moneyline parlay that paid out plus 156. I know some clients that actually got plus 170 and above, and we made that a 3-unit play, guys. So that was a huge winner for us. You ended up profiting a little over 4 units, or maybe even some of them 5 units, just on one play because I loved those 3 teams so much. It did get a little bit dicey, actually, in every single game there. Every single team was down at one point. So Oklahoma was down 1-0, actually maybe even 2-0 at one point. Oregon State was down by 2, and they came back, and then Texas was down 6-1 and then came back to win 15-6 or something like that. It was absolutely crazy, but we were able to cash that 3-unit play. Arkansas, Oklahoma, Ole Miss. I hit that 3 times for VIP this weekend. 3 times, the same 3 teams every single time. It was near even money, hit every single time. So 3 units just on those 3 teams. Auburn has been an absolute wagon for us. They were able to cash the minus 1.5. They won by 3. It was a pretty good Baylor team. That Baylor team is going to be bet on by me and my clientele quite a bit this year because they were very, very impressive this weekend. Arizona, Tennessee over 13. This one was a loss. This one honestly had no life ever. If you guys go and check out the box score, I'm not going to pull it up on here, but they did have a combined over 20 hits between the 2 teams, and I believe it was a little over 15 runners left on base, and they just didn't score. Can't really write that up any better. I mean, the teams were getting on base. They just weren't scoring, especially with these offenses. I would have figured they were a little bit more prolific, but they didn't get the job done. Tennessee is just too dominant on the mound, and Arizona's bats just couldn't get through that middle part of the bullpen for Tennessee. So that was a loser. And then this one just absolutely rips my heart out. Vandy, Oklahoma moneyline lay. I'm going to post a little screenshot if I get time to one of my buddies that I sent. We were talking about this Vandy, Oklahoma game, or Vandy, Oklahoma lay. I really love this. I even put 2 units on this. Vandy was coming off a loss, a team they probably shouldn't have lost to, and they just shit the bed against the team that is horrible. UConn is 1-7 to this point. Now they're 2-7 after beating Vandy yesterday, but Vandy had one of the best Sunday starters you can have, the Georgetown's transfer. Cody Bowker, he's pitched nothing but great. He pitched great against University of UCI, California Irvine, and he pitched again great last week. I forget who they played on Sunday, but he was dominant again. So I really like him on Sundays, and I would say that I'd moving forward still bet on them every Sunday, but it's just not going to happen, guys. At the end of the day, he's kind of on my poop list. He didn't pitch too bad. It was more the bullpen, but when a team screws you on a 2 unit play like that, it just it's not good, guys. So they ended up being, like I said, in that screenshot you'll be able to see they left a lot of guys on base. They had bases loaded plenty of times and didn't get the job done. They had runners on second and third, nobody out, didn't score. And then the last inning they had first and second, one out. Like, they gave me plenty of different hope that they were at least going to tie the game and at some point maybe take the lead. They did none of that. It was very embarrassing. With runners on, they were horrible. With runners in scoring position, they were horrible. The whole thing was horrible. Okay, so Vandy's on the poop list. And Kansas State money line, I wish I would have had the nuts to take the Kansas State money, or sorry, not money line, but maybe for 1 unit. I had a half unit on this one, but I was so confident. They played really well. They did kind of give up the big lead that they had in the ninth. I think they ended up winning 9-6, but really impressive victory. They've been impressive the entire year thus far, and they've been a team that I've been profiting a lot on. So going into the 15x money line lay, I wanted to give that out because honestly, I didn't think a lot of these teams, any of these teams would screw up. So I was like, why not bang this out for 15x? DBU won, Texas won, Vandy lost, Arkansas won, Oklahoma won, Auburn won, Stanford got shit pumped, and then Oregon State won. So two out of, I believe that's eight on the parlay. Obviously, that's not going to get the job done on the parlay. So that one was a loser, but again, another quarter unit. Most people only put a couple bucks on this because it was 15x. So I thought I'd throw that out there on a Sunday. Hopefully, we were able to, cash some, tickets, and we were able to at least profit 4 units. We were 5-3 on the day. We profited 4 units in VIP. So bless up to all that, all of you that were able to take all those bets. I hope that you enjoy the cash and get to spend it very willingly this week. So it's going to be another big week, guys. I'm excited for it. Today is a very, very depressing slate. I'm going to go into it with the biggest upbringing. I hope that I can bring some joy to this, but god damn, this slate sucks. So kind of going into this slate, guys, DraftKings is the only book that I've seen the bets come out at. I waited until the morning of, so this is now Monday morning. I normally post my videos the night before because it's the easiest for my schedule, but because we didn't have any lines out and I knew we wouldn't for these teams, I wanted to wait to the next morning so at least I could talk about it. Because to be honest, guys, none of these teams, if I were to be completely honest, I wouldn't bet on any of these teams if I didn't have to. But we have to find an edge. It's Monday. We got to find some sort of an edge because basketball is starting up, but baseball, we still can find little edges here and there to gain some money. So, but again, if there was any other teams in here that I'd at least be interested in, those would be bet on, and these teams would just be completely wiped from my mind. So without further ado, getting into the slate, I'm not going to touch the Utah Tech Portland game. I respect to both programs. I've had buddies that have gone through both of those programs, but to this point, guys, I do not want to bet that game. California, Santa Clara, that game is okay, I guess. I have nothing to really say besides California just absolutely shit pumped Santa Clara yesterday, 19-3. It was an impressive victory for Cal, but they are just not a good baseball team at the end of the day. They are fun because they believe they're top in the country in home runs. I know they at least have 15, and pretty much their whole entire lineup has a home run, which is pretty impressive, honestly. But their strikeout numbers are super high. They're just not an impressive team to kind of lay my money on, and I would never advise you guys to lay your money on it. So that game we're going to stay away from. And Tulane, Long Beach State, this is going to be where the free play is going to be, so we'll hold off on that one. Northeastern Hawaii, I didn't really dive too much into this one, guys, just because it is really hard for me to bet on a game that is at 9:30 at night where I just kind of don't get a chance to watch or see what's going on. Both of these teams, I believe, can hit pretty well. Northeastern has always been an impressive team hitting-wise. in Hawaii. I love late night Hawaii overs, but I'm not going to touch that game. So going into my free pick play, guys, we're going to go with Tulane Long Beach State. I don't have any of the things pulled up, so let's just pull this up real fast. Long Beach State just came off of a series against Michigan, lost the last two. They won the first one in the series and then ended up dropping the last two to lose the series. Long Beach actually didn't use too many pitchers in this game. They only used two. 4 walks and 10 Ks between the two of them, which is not honestly too bad. It's the 6 runs and 6 earned. To me, when I was kind of watching this game, it was almost like I didn't see too many pitchers warm up in the bullpen. It almost was like Long Beach was like, well, we have a really long day tomorrow for our fourth game in 4 days, and we might just staff it tomorrow. So we just need this guy to go as long as he can, and hopefully he sticks. So that's kind of what I saw. So I anticipate Long Beach State having quite a few pitchers throwing today. Going into kind of what their pitching staff looks like, they averaged 5.47 ERA, guys. The biggest numbers that weren't the most impressive to me were the 49 walks and 94 strikeouts, and an opponent's batting average of 268. What this tells me, guys, is that teams are going to be, if a team can hit, they're going to be able to take advantage of this team, and that is exactly what Tulane does. So let's just go into Tulane stats real fast, guys. This is a team I have not bet at all this year, so this is going to be a fun one for me to give out. One thing I like to always look at is previous midweek games or previous games that they've played, throughout the middle of the week. And they beat Nichols 13-3. If you look at their midweek game, this was not 4 games in a row like it is now. Look at how many pitchers they threw, guys. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different pitchers. So almost a pitcher an inning technically. That is absurd. So that's going to be a staffing game for these guys. We're going to also go to their other midweek game, which was Southeastern Louisiana, not a good baseball team. And they had another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is going to be a staffing game, guys. If you look at the stats here, you got 8 walks and 16 strikeouts. The reason why staffing does not work as well with these mid-major schools is because these pitchers that are throwing on midweek games are probably going to be sitting here with us in a few years and gambling on these different games. They can't throw strikes very well, and it's hard to get in a rhythm if you're getting taken out every other inning or if you're just put in a spot for one inning. So when you staff these games, to me as a gambler, I love to have those because you get those walk, 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 and then you get a base hit, and that's kind of what I do tend to like. These teams, I will say, don't hit the best of most teams that I gamble on that end up hitting the overs, but one thing that I like to always note is like at least the first 3, 4, 5 batters. That's kind of what I care about when I gamble on teams and how they are doing on base percentage wise. And that these guys here, their first top 4 or 5 guys, they're almost all near or above 400, which is really impressive. As a team, they're 418 on base percentage, so they're getting guys on almost 50 or almost 40% of the time, a little over 40%, with the 300 batting average. So I like that, obviously. You never like to see different guy. I mean, they have quite a different like lineup, and I don't like that in a midweek because you don't know who's going to necessarily be out there. But for Tulane's sake, I do like their lineup overall, and I believe they are coming off of a game against Pepperdine, where Pepperdine has an interesting pitching staff. They're just not the greatest overall. They only scored 1 run, and 7 runs against Pepperdine. Again, Pepperdine has a decent bullpen. They're just not a good baseball team. Long Beach State, however, does not have a good bullpen. We're going to go ahead and check out their pitching one more time. Again, a 5.47 ERA. Opponents are batting 268 off of them. And every time I've watched these guys, I just don't feel like their pitching staff can get the job done consistently enough. And average and kind of going through each and every guy, it's just not great. But at the end of the day, we got to pick something here in these games, this limited slate, and I do I do lean that over 12.5 in this game. Both teams are going to be staffing the hell out of this game. They're going to be wishing that they just get out of this midweek, get to the weekend, save all their other arms, for the weekend. I know that's been a long week. Each of them have had 4 games in 4 days. It's going to be a long one. So for the free pick today, guys, let's go with the over 12.5 in Tulane, Long Beach State. Let's hope that those bats get hot in Long Beach. Again, it is really tough to bet on these games. For those of you that might be saving your check for this game, let's go ahead and not put your check on this game. This is one of my least confident free pick plays, but because the slate is slow limited, guys, we have to pick a play. If I were to pick a second play, guys, just for free, if I were to lean anyways, I'm not going to be personally playing this, but if you guys wanted to, we would go with the Tulane, California. I would do that a money line parlay. I think both of those away teams are going to take care of business if I were to pick between the two, and that'll come out at plus money. But for the free pick play, guys, we're going to go with the over 12.5. Hopefully these bullpens come out and they are just walking everybody, and we're getting a couple base hits, huge base hits, and both teams are tripping around the bases. So that is going to do it for this video, guys. I appreciate you all. Sorry for the limited slate, but I was still able to give you as much knowledge as I could. It should be a really good video tomorrow, guys, so I look forward to diving into that with you all. If you haven't already, please like this video, comment if you're tailing, and comment if you've hit any of the other plays with us. Subscribe before you leave, and we will see you all in the next one. Peace, guys. Let's go.